Thank you. Please give yourself a round of applause. It's really good to see you all. And thank you for coming early enough. But I want to take a few minutes to give you a perspective that you may not have about an event like this by telling you a story of mine and why today is very important and how it applies to you. So I started out when I was younger. I sold my first greeting card when I was in GS2. And then from then on, I kept doing all manner of different types of businesses till I got to the university. And in the university, I kept on doing different businesses. And now, last year, towards the end of the year, I came upon some information that literally had me close down every other business I was doing and change the course of my life. And I want to tell you how I got to that point and how today may be that day for someone like you who may be going in one direction. And it may not be a terrible path, but there may just be something better on the other side that your eyes might not have been open to. And so I'll tell you as briefly as I can. What I realized early enough at the end of last year / beginning part of this year was that the world is moving at such a fast pace that we don't even have an understanding of how fast the world is moving. And many of that is happening because we're not globally connected. So most of us are online, but we don't even understand what's going on all around the world because the best we can do is watch Netflix and, Instablog and find out what's going on, all the gossip all around the world. But what happens many times is we're not very conversant with the global communications that are going to shape the future of our lives. And one of those things that many of us might have heard about, but we have not even paid attention to, is a buzzword that is called AI. And the reason why you would see my new name as a product designer is a pivot that happened at the earlier part of this year. I've always been a graphic designer. I started graphic design when I was much early in my career, in the university, actually. Then I started working as a designer, went into branding, communications, and all of that. But one thing I didn't realize early enough, and maybe I'll talk about this later, was the power of mentorship. Permit me to digress. I reached out to someone who I respect very much in business, and I feel free to call his name. His name is Dixon Nsofo. He's the CEO of Cora, where I currently work as a product designer. And he opened up my eyes to showing me how your work and your job can be different. Now, what's the difference? Let me try to explain. How he explained it to me is really simple. You see, your job is what you do to make money. But your work, let me use a better word, your life's work is why you exist. And for some people, they're fortunate enough that their job and their work is the same thing. A good example would be someone like Messi or Ronaldo. His passion is football, and that's what feeds him. For some other people, the job that they do doesn't exactly feed them, but it feeds them enough to do the work that they want to do. And so what happens with many people, and what happened to me, was that I was trying to make my work my job. Now, that works for some people, but it doesn't always have to be. What I'm trying to say is that the fact that you are passionate about something doesn't mean that that is the thing that is going to make you money. In many cases, that is true, but in some other cases, not so true. So what I learned early enough was that it is possible for me to have a job and let me get leverage from my job so that I can do the work that I want to do with the resources, the leverage that I'm able to get from the job that I'm doing. And so that helped me understand how the world works. And that was an opening point for me into the state of the economy of the world. I'll tell you what many of you don't realize when I talk about AI. I'm trying to help you understand that many of the things that you are currently in school for, if you're a student, many of the things that you are doing as a full-time job right now, if you work, is very likely going to be obsolete in a few years. And you might have heard a version of that, but it might not have hit you that this is a big deal. Now, I don't want you to be scared about that because you're like, okay, now that I'm in school, should I drop out and go and start farming? I mean, maybe, but I'm joking, don't drop out. What I want you to do with this information is don't keep your eyes in front of you. Look very far ahead. If you keep your eyes in front of you, what's going to happen is by the time you get to the future, the people who kept their eyes far ahead will be in front of you, and you will not even realize what has happened. You won't realize how much life has changed. Let me put this into perspective for you. Many of you didn't even know when typewriters existed because you're so young. Some of you knew when typewriters existed. When the computer came, some people decided to switch from using typewriters to learning how to use the computers. And trust me, the people who stayed on typewriters for too long did not make it to the end. Now, that's not all. After we started using computers, then something came up. They call it the internet. Now, some people were like, oh my God, this internet is just a fad. While some other people went ahead to say, let me understand what this internet is about. What does it mean? How does it connect the world? And how can I be a part of it? And the people who started working with the internet early enough had a far ahead start against those who knew how to use the computer but didn't know how to use the internet. And now, there's a new phase of development in our world, and it's called artificial intelligence. It means that it is good that you understand how to use the internet, but it's not enough until you understand how to use this tool called artificial intelligence. Because like it or not, it's going to affect everybody's job. I mean, everybody's job. Now, it would affect some jobs more than others, but I'll tell you what I want you to do today is understand that this thing called artificial intelligence is not here to steal your job. It's here to help you do your job better. So in the future, the people who understand how to use AI and really use it to make their work better will do much more than the people who know how to do their job well but don't know how to take advantage of artificial intelligence. In fact, the people who don't know how to do their job very well but they understand how to use artificial intelligence will do better than those who know how to do their job very well, but don't know how to use artificial intelligence. So what am I trying to say to you? I'm saying today, no matter what skills you are gaining, no matter what skills you have, no matter what education you have, no matter what you think you want to do with the future of your life, right now, one of the most important things you can do for yourself, if you will prepare yourself for the future, is to find out, what am I doing? How is it done at the highest level in the world? And how can I take advantage of this thing called artificial intelligence? It's not just a buzzword. It's a reality that will catch a lot of people unaware. So I don't want you to be in the category of people who find out in the next 4 to 5 years that, oh my God, I should have started this thing called AI. And they were talking about it. No, I want you to take advantage of that. So from today, when you leave here, you're going to learn a lot of things. One of the most important things I want you to do is leave here and find out, what are the best people in my field doing right now? And how can I ensure that what I'm doing, I can enhance it with some form of artificial intelligence? So that's a research that I want you to do. And I'm sure that if you do that, it will put you ahead of the curve when you want to compete globally. Because there are people all around the world, even in developed countries, who don't take AI seriously. So AI, just like the internet, is another leveler, such that somebody who is in America that doesn't understand how to use artificial intelligence cannot do better than you, even if you're in the bush and you understand how to use artificial intelligence. So it's not a location situation. It's not location dependent. It's intelligence dependent. So if you take advantage of this, it will help you to compete on the most global level possible. So with that, I use that to help you understand one of the reasons why events like this exist, to open up your mind to what the future holds, and not just the future in your context, but the future on a global level. And so you're seated here today, you're going to listen to amazing speakers who are going to teach you from their own personal experience, teach you principles, teach you how to really make the most of every opportunity that you have. I want you to sit down. I want you to pay attention. I want you to bring out your notes. I want you to bring out where you write important information, because today's event is going to be life-changing for you. Every person who's going to come to speak here has achieved success in one way, and they are willing to pour out their hearts into you so that you can achieve and replicate the success that they have achieved and even more. So try not to be distracted. Try to ensure that nothing takes your time and you give it your best possible. Today's event is organized by Celebration Church, and you can clap. And Celebration Church, our goal is progress and joy in the faith. What that means is that we really want to ensure that people grow in their walk with God. But we also realize that apart from growing in your walk with God, there are other natural aspects of your life that need help. And that's why this isn't happening on the Sunday service. That's why this is happening on the Friday, because we devote Sundays and midweeks to spiritual growth. But it means that if we can do something else to ensure that the quality of your life can improve, I'm telling you, the things you will hear today, you may not see them in the Bible. Or even if they are there, you may not find them, because you're not thinking like that. So you need the lens of someone who has gone ahead of you. That's why we went as far as bringing some of the biggest people in this country to speak to you, because I know that your life can change. And I assure you that if you take out your time to listen today, if you take out your time and you open up your heart to hear everything that will be said, I want to guarantee that your life will change forever.